Thanks for anyone who's tuning in. And decided to make this video right now because I just wanted to make a quick last minute video of FIFA 21. You know how I felt playing this game. I'll be playing the game at the same time that I'm playing because I don't want to just be talking, right, and sound boring. If any of you guys wish to hear, like personally how I feel about this game, I think it was a mixed bag of feelings because, like, in a way, I feel like it's a FIFA where I got to learn more stuff than I ever have in terms of, like, the game mechanics, how I'm supposed to do my own tactics, how I core myself on that, and of course EA has blessed us with the time that we were able to do repeatable 85 plus packs, and they were guaranteed team of the seasons and stuff like that, and that's how I got all these cards actually. Like, I got a Veron from like a 92 plus team of the season or something like that, and also that's where I got Bruno. And me able to do a lot of the repeatable 85 pluses. I got this Ronaldo done and Messi. I actually synced my whole club into him, and that's literally the explanation I have to why I have barely no points, and literally, like, all I have is just a little bit of fodder. Like, this is literally all the fodder I have. Like, there's nothing else. That's pretty much it. And a bunch of like little golds. But there's nothing to do, and there's no SPCs to do except for icons. But I'm not about to sync my club into like another icon because I already know he was in the end. Regardless, excuse me. Sorry, my mic fell. Yeah, soon enough I'm gonna get a new mic. I'm gonna get a new setup. I've been wanting to do that. I've been saving up. Working, and I think it's safe to say though that I like that I took a chance to play on this FIFA because, like I said, it was something that I could grow out of in terms of like how I could learn from it. You better try and jump into a game right now. But yeah, guys, obviously this game is probably, I'm not gonna lie, this is probably worse than FIFA 20 for a lot of reasons. A lot of it being like how nothing has been fixed and content has been worse, and that's just how I'm gonna leave it because I don't think we need to be too salty about things at the moment, because right now we're getting ready for the release of FIFA 22, and I think we should be all optimistic on EA being able to redeem themselves this time. Oh look, Guendouzi finally got his upgrade. That's good. I actually didn't do the card and I felt really upset now that I didn't do it, but regardless, here we go. We'll jump straight into the game. We do a little discussion over my opinion over how the FIFA has been going so far. And it's been going so far for me. Like, I have liked the experience that I have playing on this FIFA. It seems like I could actually lagging right now, but anyways, yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed literally how the whole game. I played a lot in this game, I think, for a lot less than I did in FIFA 20, I'm sorry, because obviously the game mechanics made me feel sick, like this, like how you see that how his defender automatically went for the tackle, it's just sick. Like, the only way you can go around that is by doing triangle passes, through passes like that, and then going around the AI, stuff like that. Like, yeah, it's a little annoying, but I got used to it at some point. Like, another thing is that a lot of tactics that people were using in the game, they weren't exactly like very five backing kind of stuff. Obviously, when you get up to the big leagues, like the big divisions, that's whenever you're supposed to watch out because a lot of players play like the five backs, or if not, they play with like a very high volume of midfielders on drop back, and also like fullbacks on center back, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And that's just how it was this year. And obviously, we're excited for FIFA 22 because now center backs have more pace, and that's a big plus. Like, I'm actually thoroughly very excited for tomorrow to try out the game. See how it's actually like how it's gonna be less impactful on center back cards now that they have more pace. And that's something that we gotta be thankful for EA. Now they're actually trying to fix the game instead of just being like, yeah, we're gonna just keep selling, and that's just how it's gonna be. That's something that we could thoroughly enjoy. I thought he touched that. Damn. But yeah, guys. I mean, I am actually very excited. This FIFA, I feel like it's a time for all of us, including EA and their staff, to learn, how to work better on, not only their content in terms of like, when they release cards, stuff like that, but like maybe how their game mechanics should be working. I don't know how I'm lagging so hard right now, but yeah, so far we could be very excited about that. Like, my level of excitement that I could say of the game right now, I'm actually very excited. Like, I don't think I've been so much more excited about another FIFA release in this year because I'm sorry, but when FIFA release, I remember I thought it was gonna be worse than what it is right now. Cause don't get me wrong, it is bad. It is a very critical state game right now. Like this game right here, like it is a very critical state in terms of like the mechanics. They're completely broken. It's useless to play. However it is, you want to be creative in this game, you can't. There is no creative. You're just triangle passing, counter attacking. That's just how it is. You just look. See, this is all you gotta do. You gotta log back like this, and then like fullbacks, or when you have a broken defender like Braun, you just catch everything with them. Obviously, you don't do stupid passes like me, but like you get the point. Like, it's just very, very self-explanatory. If you play Weekend League a lot, it's just how it's gonna be. Like, there is no way escaping it. That's just how we are gonna play, because otherwise we're not gonna get any goals done. We're not gonna win any games, and that's just how EA like to make this game work. But like I said, they have a chance now to redeem themselves, and I feel like so far they have, especially with the ratings that they're giving a lot of players. I feel like they've been very fair with it. Ooh. But we're gonna give props to them for that. Now, another thing that I'm very more excited to talk about is world football. Like my opinion over it, which honestly, like, it shouldn't be like a super like my opinion is super important thing. Because that's not how I'm trying to make it seem right now. I'm just saying, because of the times that are happening, I feel like what happened, especially during this transfer market, like, bro, the transfer market, like, nobody really, I feel like people don't even talk about it. Like, it's kind of like, oh, look, Ronaldo went to Man U, Messi went to PSG. Like, we all saw it coming, I know, right? But like, I feel like we still have like time to sink in, that Messi is in PSG, Ronaldo went to Man U, stuff like that. What's up, Zone? But yeah, dude, that's still is like amazing to me. Like, I don't know how it all changed, like, it's not. He's like, he's not there no more. I feel like what's harder for me to sink in is that Messi is not a Barca player right now, and I'm not really a Barca fan. If I'm gonna be truthfully honest with you, But you know, I'm a Messi fan, and you know, it does kind of like make me feel like, you know, this is a big turnover for Messi's career. You know, he's made a decision to leave his club where he grew up on, pretty much, where he spent literally his whole career, and you know, he went to like, honestly, if I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like that could have been like, it's not the worst club he could have went to, but like for his style of play, I feel like he's gonna have to change a lot, like a lot. Like the way he plays, it's gonna have to change. He's not gonna be able to stay the same because there is no way for him to because the team Barca is made for Messi. You know, every time you make a play, that's why Coleman had difficulty building good teams with Messi, because like he couldn't use his new players as much, because I mean his creative player was Messi, his scoring, his false nine player is still Messi. So I'm pretty sure like PSG has been thinking about using Messi as their false nine, but they're not, obviously, because why would you when you have Mbappe and Neymar? But I don't know. I feel like Ronaldo made a better decision to move to Man U than Messi to move to PSG, in terms of like how it's gonna help Ronaldo grow. Because Ronaldo's name is gonna be bigger now. Because imagine this guy wins the Champions League with. I mean, I highly doubt they're gonna win it, for this year at least, because the team is still fresh in terms of like they still need to be able to like decide what their starting 11 is, because every single game their starting 11 is different. They have different fullbacks, different center backs. Like they have Varane now, so you have to decide now who you're going to use more. You're going to use Maguire, or you're going to use Lindelof, or are you going to use a 5-back? And then have two wing backs and 3 center backs. You know, but I would only do that if, you know, if one of your center backs would really be like Sergio Ramos-esque, in terms of like they help you build up plays and they actually help attack, you know, stuff like that. But that's another reason why the transfers that PSG did, they're at the same time they're really good, but at the same time it's like, why? I mean, I don't know why you would die for Messi. I feel like it was just like the hype, you know. Like I feel like Messi should have went to Man City. Like it was just more of a style of play. I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, because Pep is there, right? Second of all, it's because the way that they manage their team in there, like it's like, you know, it's organized. It's just like everybody literally has a chance. Everyone's an attacking player. Mars, for example, they get the.
You didn't beat the password.
Vean la actuación de este arquero salvando a su equipo, importantísimo.
Y ahí se viene el tiro de esquina, la Caldera. Espantosa manera de definir lo que desperdician en el córner.
Bueno, lo que pasa es que estará mojado, yo qué sé.
Yeah, but I mean, so far Ronaldo has been delivering. Man U, Messi. I know that Messi will get used to PSG. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's gonna help him grow as a player. It's just gonna drain him more, if you get what I mean. Like PSG, I've seen the way they play, and they're like flops in my opinion. They should be playing better even without Messi. Like they should have been doing a lot of good stuff. Like the way that they played against Bayern Munich whenever they play the first leg with them. Like that's how originally they're supposed to play. All this other BS where they're managing the tie and they stay back and and they do all this crap, and they just imagine that Mbappe and Neymar are gonna attack and score these goals. Like, that's not how you play. Like, that's not being a team, you know? That's not being a real team. Like, their team to me is very, very messy. Like, they're not organized, and Man City is quite the opposite. Like you literally don't see. Tell me when you see a center back score like a bunch of like goals, you know, like, or like a fullback. You don't see that at all. Like, and it's not because like nobody should be able to shoot. Like, oh no, if you're a defender, you can't score. Like, no, it's because they're so like well organized that everyone is in their position, and you know everybody delivers that knows how to attack. You know, they deliver. They don't mess around. That's why they clapped PSG. But Messi is not gonna add what they're missing, which is their defensive. How they're missing midfielders that are defensive. Both that and defenders that they're missing a good defender. Like, they have Ramos, but like I'm pretty sure Ramos is only gonna last them for like a year or two. Like, two is a stretch. Like, one is literally probably like the most he's gonna give him. Like, I don't even know if he's gonna get back from that. Like, if he's gonna be okay after that that injury that he's in right now. In my opinion, that injury is gonna f him up even more, because he's probably pushing himself so hard to get out of that, to get out of that injury. And you know, like, I can just imagine it, like how it can end up bad for him, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I feel like any player signing for PSG at the moment, it's just not the call. I think that's why also Mbappe has been wanting to leave. They're literally like, what in the world? Sorry, I've been lagging. But they're literally just a bunch of flops, like all of them. They're all flops. Like, that's why Ronaldo never wanted to go there, because if he would have been there, he knew he would have been like, literally, like, either he performs or the team doesn't do anything. That's just how it is. That's how it is with Neymar and Mbappe. Either they perform or that's it. Tell me when you see Di Maria single-handedly carry a game and score goals. Like, yeah, he assists. He's probably their best assisting player that they have. Like, they've had in like a long time. But you know, like, unless it's Neymar or Mbappe popping off, they're not doing crap. Like, they literally, if they don't have one of those two when they're playing one of the big ones, they're going down, bro. They're not gonna do anything. Or like the rise of new good players. That's why English players are right now in the top 3. Because, like, don't get me wrong, they're flops too, bro. Like, I saw how they lost, and that's no excuse. Like how the F do you miss? First of all, how do you go to penalties with a team like Italy? First of all, because Italy, like, don't get me wrong, Italy is consistent as crap. Like, they'll come at you as much as they can, and they have a stupid amount of possession that they can handle while you're giving them pressure. But England was the last team to be pressure because they don't know how to do that, because they're so old school. So they got handled by them pretty much like the whole time. Literally, Italy forgave them. Like, I think the only thing that was is that Italy's attacking players are actually delivering. Like Chiri Immobile. I feel like this Euros, it wasn't for him. Like, this Euros was a little crap for him. Like, but all these other defensive players, bro. The only player that was delivering was Chiesa and like all these midfielders, like Jorginho and like Insigne. But like, other than that, everyone else, they were doing okay. But their attacking players, like their strikers, they were flops. They were absolute like disappointments. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I have respect for a lot of those players, but like, they're like, I feel like Italy should have lost. They should have lost that final. Like if they would have had the right penalty takers, that's one of them. And also, like, I don't know, like, I just feel that England forgave them in like 50% of the game. They were forgiven for a lot of like chances to begin with. the penalties, don't not forget that. Also, like the way that England was defending them at the end, they were kind of just giving up, honestly. Like they were just kind of like standing in one place and try to tackle and stuff like that. Like it was a shit show, to be honest. But regardless, football is becoming this kind of like in my opinion, is becoming very, very, very mediocre for a lot of players, and PSG is the biggest example of that because of the way the players play. To me, their players, when I see them play, like winning to these teams that are in the French league, like what he just said is right. The French league isn't that good. So when you lose or you tie or you're like one goal up or you gotta struggle to beat these teams, like it's like you're saying like, bro, like seriously, dude, like is this what you do? Like is this what you're doing with your life? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how are you not destroying your team? How is Bayern Munich destroying all these teams in their leagues? In their league? And like their teams are not good either, but like you don't see them struggling like that, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm pretty sure PSG has the same as much amount of good players that Bayern has. The thing is that Bayern has a really good like loan system, and like their academy players, their young players, and also the amount of transfers they get from their own leagues, like how they got Upamecano. And don't get me wrong, Upamecano is a freaking beast. The way he played in the Champions League against Barcelona, like like this guy, if they win the Champions League, this guy, if they do get even to the final, dude, this guy will be the player that gets nominated to be like one of the players to be able to get the Ballon d'Or, because I already saw the potential he had with the team, and he's making it his own. The spot of the center back, of the shining center back of Bayern Munich, is going to be him for the next couple of years. I'm pretty sure it's going to be him. Like I've never seen that much raw potential, but it's work ethic. And this is what I'm saying. PSG's work ethic, they're just a bunch of arrogant players. Like their arrogance just grows within each other. Like that's why I think for Messi, it's not gonna feel really comfortable for him. But then again, like I'm not here to judge on his decisions. He chooses what's right for him, and that's just how it is. Now another thing is the World Cup, right? We're getting to this time where we're getting close to those kind of like situations where the World Cup is coming in 2022, and these teams need to qualify. They need to make sure that their first games are sitting good. They can't be chilling on their first games, because you never know what's gonna happen in the next few days. This is the thing about international football that I love, because these teams, like how they happen in the Euros, Switzerland literally outdid France, even though France was trying to clap back at the end, but it didn't work out. Why? Because literally, like, I don't know what it is, but honestly, but literally, Switzerland, they were just players. They're playing with their hearts, They're ready to just release, They're just ready to go in there and make hell. That's the thing about Switzerland that happened to them during that time that they were playing against, against France, the world champions, because you know what I mean. Like they literally destroyed that team. Their team mentally, like I'm pretty sure mentally, France got like outsmarted in a way, in a lot of ways, because the way that Switzerland were counterattacking them, because they were like flopping a lot. And let me tell you this: France, since the World Cup, they were flopping a lot of their chances, their build-ups, but they were always able to come back. That's why when you saw them play, there were teams that were scoring on them in the beginning, but France would come back and just clap. That's what happened with Argentina. I remember Di Maria scored this like screamer, an amazing screamer. I thought France was about to get bent over, but no, like Mbappe clutched up. The whole team, they went on a roll, and You know, like that's just how it is. That's why they won the World Cup, because they play with their hearts, and that's where they were missing in this World Cup, and this Euros. But also in this World Cup, this could be another situation that could happen to them, that they literally forget what they're fighting for, and they forget that in this nothing's guaranteed in this kind of competition, and that's the beautiful thing about international football. So another thing that why I'm mentioning this is because, for example, Premier League teams, they are making this stupid, most idiotic idea of not letting players play for their international teams because they won't let them play for their clubs, which to me is very stupid, because I know why they're doing this. It has to do with COVID regulations. I get that, but bro, seriously, like, it's the World fucking Cup. You're gonna fucking shit on me? You're gonna take a shit right now and tell these players they can't go play for their international teams unless they're doing all this self-isolation, stuff like that, for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and they can't play with their teams. So I know that it's a tough decision for a lot of players. It's either their club or their national team. Their international team, for a lot of players, they don't care to go that much because they know that they have to, like, show up to their teams, because their teams don't let them go. They're not, showing that they're not gonna play for them, or they don't give the priority to the team because of these stupid, like, Premier League regulations. But you know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't have to be that way. Like, the Premier League is a very big league, and I get it. Like, it would be a shame to have a lot of players that play for their international teams that not able to play, and they play a big role for their teams. But like, why didn't you do that whenever COVID started? Like, that wasn't something that happened. Like, players are able to play for their international teams, like, when it was starting, like, and obviously international competitions were canceled during COVID, as well as football for like a couple months. I'm pretty sure it was like half a year, almost. I can't remember. It's been a while already for me in my head, but you feel me? Like, still, like the Premier League, they need to chillax with that stuff. That's why I'm happy that, like, Brazil did what they did, like, with how they had their players. Like, they were like, yeah, you know what, you can't play for their team now. Like, you gonna leave your club and you're gonna come play with us, because we need to get in this shit. Brazil is not gonna be they're not gonna risk anything to stay out of the World Cup just because some damn Premier League don't want to, like, cooperate. And they're rightfully able to do that because, like I said, it's bigger, such a big competition. Like, if it isn't already impacted by COVID, and now what this stuff that the Premier League are deciding to do, like come on, bro. Like, seriously. Like, I don't know, guys. Like, I think that it's something that I'll probably stay for a little bit, and maybe then, like, they'll show, the Premier League might show about it. But still, like, it's like, why do we even have to go through this? Like, soon enough, a lot of these international teams are gonna be like, yeah, you don't let my player out, like, they're not gonna play for your club, and we're gonna make sure of that, because we got our rules as well. Like, the way that they went to FIFA and went like, yeah, we're gonna get our players to play because this competition is bigger than them, and they need to understand this. And like I said, rightfully so, this is what's gonna happen. Like, a lot of international teams are gonna have to go off for the Premier League's neck, and the Premier League's not gonna have their players for their stupid regulations. And then the Premier League's gonna be forced to be like, okay, we're gonna take out all these stupid rules about it's illegal to play. I mean, you can't play for the Premier League if you're out playing for your international team for international break. You just can't play. Like, dude, like, straight up, like, that's just BS. Like, that's just you drawing a big red line between players that are more about their Premier League playing more into their club life and their international life. And obviously, any player you ask around the world right now, they're going to tell you that the biggest is when nobody ever said, like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna play for my club because I'm afraid that I'm gonna get COVID. Like no. And also, like, I think Ronaldo kind of walked off on that one because he didn't have a club technically for the time that he wasn't playing. So he kind of walked off on that one. Pretty sure for Ronaldo as well as Messi. Like Messi didn't play for PSG. Like he was kind of like, I don't care, I'm not gonna play. And I'm pretty sure even if he wasn't in Premier League, he wouldn't have like stayed with them. He would have been like, yeah, I'm gonna play with Argentina because I want my team to go to the freaking World Cup. Period. Because it's gonna be my last World Cup. Could be, right? I don't know how long he plans to play on, but I'm pretty sure as like the last World Cup, we're gonna see the biggest stars in both Ronaldo and Messi, you know. But regardless, guys, like like I said, I plan on soon enough. I'm gonna get a new mic because I know my mic is shit. But you know, I kind of did want to take the time to discuss about this. Like this is something that's been bothering me for the longest. Like I think the world has changed, not only in terms of like a stupid pandemic that's been hitting us for the longest, but you know, it was a time that was already coming. Like we were already gonna, you know, we were already seeing changes, and you know, obviously COVID has always had the biggest, has taken the biggest toll on our world football. And you know, a lot of things have happened that have been in the way between the fans, and a lot of clubs, you know, losing a lot of income and not able to save up to get players, you know, stuff like that. And you know, like I feel bad for a lot of teams that were like, for example, there were teams that spent a stupid amount of money before the pandemic, and now, you know, like they're kind of in the biggest hole, and they're in the story of the clubs, right? You know, this is the biggest hole in world football period. Like I don't think this ever happened before, because you know, a team that's gonna sacrifice themselves to begin with to, you know, deliver, you know, entertain the world with you know, with playing with their teams, and you know, sacrificing, not seeing their families, stuff like that. You know, like I don't know, I think, you know, it's been a little bit tough on everyone, not only like world football. And it's something that also Messi mentioned, like on his interview, whenever Bartomeu was still president and they had just lost to Bayern Munich like 8-2, if I'm not mistaken. Like that was something that like kind of gave a little wake up, you know, like he saw it as a, you know, he said like he saw that playing, you know, every professional footballer, like, you know, should see it, and they all see it as, you know, they have this debt to the world. You know, they're entertaining to the people, and they're out here giving their soul out, but they also have in mind that a lot of people have lost their lives to battling COVID. And you know, a lot of people like had already, you know, had all these you know, like health problems, and you know, just COVID was the last strand for them, the last straw for them to, you know, stay alive. And he saw it as important to, like, for him to play, to, you know, to be that relief for people. Like, I think the amount of sports also that people have been consuming has risen up, like, by a considerable amount. I think sports have been like very, like, super, like, consumed throughout the pandemic times since they came back, right? Because we had a period without sports. But yeah, I think sports nowadays have been more consumed more now than we think, because it's like, it's our lives now, you know. We just work, and now what do we do after we work? You know, we watch game highlights, we do all this, we go play, or we don't play because we're more scared of the pandemic, you know. We don't We don't want to go out because we don't want to risk getting our families or us ourselves sick. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I mean that's pretty much all I have to say. Like it's like pretty much like a recap in my eyes, in my personal point of view of how it's been going. But like obviously the world has been going through something, but like how football has been evolving along with this situation, and how I see it, and also I would like to see how you guys think about it too. Like it's a very big thing. It's not something to take lightly. It's gonna be something that's gonna be remembered for a long time, if not forever. Like it's gonna be the thing that people are gonna be like, yeah, you remember that time we had COVID? Like, yeah, this is what's like that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to seem weird, but it's just I'm just speaking generically in terms of like every single one of us, because we all had different different situations in their lives, during this time that happened. But yeah, anyways, guys, I mean, you guys let me know, like, do you think that world football, maybe when we come back from being all like from going back to normal, like, should we, should everything come back to normal again? Like, yeah, it's no way. It's just very obvious. Should we come back to normal? Like, will everything like come back to normal? Like, or will world football be like still in a way impacted? And like we also have to like accept the fact that it changed the world. That even though we don't have it no more, everything's changed, and we kind of blame it on that. Do you what's your opinion? I would like to hear that. If you're watching this, tell me what you think. Also, like I said, I plan on like getting new equipment soon enough, like very soon. Like actually, I'm gonna go to the store like in tomorrow or like tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna invest in a new mic because I know this mic is shit, and I actually get tired of it myself. Because I mean, it's boring, like knowing that you sound like shit. Like just imagine that. But now, having the chance that I'm gonna be able to do that now. And I'm gonna try to do videos now, and do my best to, because I think to me it's like I learned a lot from this game, like in terms of like how to manage with the game mechanics and stuff. And I feel like in FIFA 22, this won't exactly help me like win everything, but it'll help me like the way that I learned to play this game by myself. I watched videos of how to do skills and stuff, but you never learn anything until you practice. And by practicing, it's just how you win stuff. Like there's no other way. In terms of this game, you have to practice. You have to develop your own style, and obviously hope that it works. And most of the time it does, because it's just how the game is. You get used to it, and yeah, I mean, like I said, guys, please give a like if you like, this video. Let me know what you thought of it, what your thoughts are in the aspects, of what's spoken in here. But I appreciate it if anyone of you guys, stop by, watch all the way through. And thanks for watching.